think it'll take for the media to be interested in the good parts of what's Black?
I think first the media has to get over the perfect image of what a Black man is. You get what I'm saying? So
Ooh.
they couldn't get past Nipsey being a Crip and Nipsey having a violent past in order to put him on that platform. So I think the media and that whole section needs to get over themselves first, so that they can actually see, you know, the men in front of us that are actually doing the work, men and women, excuse me,
Yeah.
in front of us that are actually doing the work.
Because if you look at it, there are several white men who have tainted past that have gone on to do great things.
Absolutely.
I immediately think of the comedian Tim Allen from Home Improvement. And I'm like, he had a tainted past and ended up being, you know, a very popular popular actor making millions of dollars on a show that was like clean as the Cosby Show. You know what I mean? And nobody talked about his tainted past. Why is it that the media talks about the bad parts of Black men so much? They do it to Jay-Z. They did it to Nipsey Hussle. They do it to us all the time. Why do you think that is, Kevin?
I mean, everything, I believe, is just, it's a mental prison. You know, it's all about the images they've been promoting even since. I mean, you take it back to slavery. It was all about mental warfare and making us think a certain way about ourselves. And then when you promote that worldwide, it's like you have people coming up generation after generation believing this is what Black people are. This is how they should be. This is why they're bad, you know, etc. And then we feed into it ourselves, and we're like, oh, that is us, so that's how I'm gonna be. I can't do anything beyond the hood. I can't do anything beyond gang banging life. All I can do is play basketball and football. You know, the images what they say we respond to and the world listens to, and that's why even now with everything going on, you have white people saying, I had no idea. I had no idea this is what you guys have been suffering with. You know, acting very ignorant or something like, are you serious? Like,
come on now, Kevin. Okay, when you hear white people say, I had no idea, do you believe them? Do you believe them? Do you believe them?
Ignorance is real. You know, at first it was
no. You're right. Ignorance is real, but white people have created their own history books with their own
and that's the thing. They were taught by their generation that this is how history was. This is what happened. So they never even questioned it. I mean, why are you going to question it when you're on the top of the world? It's like, oh, yeah, we're good.
Yeah, we won. What's the point of questioning?
There's nothing to question. That sounds like good history. I agree with it. Yeah. You know, they're not. So now they're saying like, look, it's 2020. Everybody's sensitive right now. Now we're in COVID. You're forced to see these images. This is what we've been going through all this time. See,
but what I'm saying is, if it's okay, so if the Rosa Parks bus boycotts are in the history books, how the hell you didn't know that they've been treating us wrong since 1955?
And
it's not in our history. It's in your history books that you forced us to read. How the hell you didn't know it was happening?
You know, to me, because to me, history, all right, when I read history in school, just think back, it read to me like Civil Rights Act, we got the rights, and racism was over.
We were good.
That's good.
We were good.
Right. You're right. You're right.
It's never continued after that.
Oh my God, you hit it on the head. It's like there's a Civil Rights Act. We achieved that, and now the world is great.
Right.
But they never say, the book's not over. There are a few more chapters here.
Oh,
it's not
There's
over.
a couple more.
They don't even
still
realize
got the 90s, we got the 70s.
They don't even
We got a long way.
It hasn't even been like 100 years since we've been out of slavery and Jim Crow, you know? And they don't even realize that fact. Like America's history is, we were more in bondage than we were free, you know? And white people starting to see that, oh yeah, it's only been about 70 some years. Okay. Oh, maybe there's something, maybe you guys weren't lying about, you know? No, we're not. We dying.
Yeah. No, we're not lying at all. But why do you think it is that there has to be video to prove us truthful?
It's like the dumb saying, if you ain't got no picture, it wasn't real. You know, if you ain't put on the gram, it wasn't real, like how kids say now. I think because we can talk about it, and even you can look throughout all the history where things were murmured and things were said, but because it wasn't broadcasted on the news, no one really cared. Even with what happened with the Jews in Germany, we didn't really get into it until afterwards, you know?
Right.
And it's like, oh, we hear the myth that Black people are treated bad. We knew you guys were enslaved, but we don't see it in our day-to-day lives. And if it's not in their feed, it's like they have no actual physical evidence that it really happens. And then it's not close to home. So even with Black people, it's hard enough for them to take it or before it was hard enough for them to take it as seriously because it wasn't as close to home most times, and they'll go back to life as usual. But now because everybody's on it, we're all seeing it. Now everyone has their eyes on this issue that we're dealing with.
So Trey, maybe do you think that Black people have progressed so far that racism in any form, individually or systemically, seems impossible? I mean, because the first thing some white people say is, well, look at Michael Jordan, look at LeBron James, look at Jay-Z. Look at Barack Obama. Right. How could there possibly be racism in America?
Yeah, it's like if you didn't see the tree fall, did the tree fall? That little quote, like Kevin was saying, it's the same thing. It's kind of like if somebody tells you like, oh, such and such got in a fight, they won. You're gonna be like, all right, that's cool. If they show you the video, you're gonna be like, ooh.
Yes.
That's kind of how it is. You can say exactly. So you can say, hey, you know, I experienced racism or whatever the case may be, and they'll be like, oh wow, that is messed up. But when they actually see it, they can't put the blinders on. They can't say, oh wow, you know, they can't brush it off. Now you see it. We're not lying. You see it. You see it now. So they can't deny it. They can't deny it now. So that's
not at all.
It's probably human nature. I'll throw them a bone. It's probably human nature. Let's do that.
Okay, let's hit that Michael Jackson human nature. Okay. All right.